Well, my name is Gary East. I'm a lawyer, solo practitioner. I practice now out of my home. But back in the day, I came out here to North City, just down the street. Had a small building I bought right next to what's now the Door Store. Used to be Kraski's Furniture. That was in the 70s. And I came out and started my practice right there.
What kind of law were you doing?
Primarily litigation, usually related to commercial and real estate matters.
Why did you choose that avenue of law?
I enjoy real estate, and I hankered for the spotlight, if you will, of being in a courtroom at times. I've always liked to openly debate matters, and there's nothing finer than being in a courtroom.
Why did you choose this part of town to make your home in?
I was working with an older attorney who had a client. This was downtown Seattle back in the early 70s, and he had a client who had an independent insurance agency just about 3 blocks away from here. And I got to know that client, and he kept after me. You got to come out to North City. You ought to set up your own practice. You'll never be happy unless you're doing your own thing. And so finally, I decided to split with the fellow I was with and come out here. The client owned that building I told you about that was no longer there, here on 15th, and I got set up in it. Then he says, you ought to buy the building from me. So I bought the building from him. And that became the start of it.
So what's been your vision for this North City area?
Well, you know, my vision is shaped a lot by personal experience when I practiced down the street, and also by the city of Shoreline, shortly after it came into existence, set up a attempt to beautify North City. We used to have dirt sidewalks up to 2003, 2004. Shoreline decided they were going to see if they could get grant money, which they did, and come up with a design for improving North City. And I was part of it. We'd go to these meetings and laid out a vision for how this place should look and how it should be improved. And Shoreline delivered on its promise. Many years ago, a lady who had a small travel business just a couple of doors down, Gretchen Atkinson, had it in her mind to form a business association. Together, she and I put together this thing called the North City Business Association, which is a not-for-profit corporation.
Is that still in existence now?
Still in existence, and I'm the president of it after all these years.
How many members do you guys have?
Well, it varies. We're on our membership drive right now. If we're lucky, we'll get about 55 to 60% of these businesses will agree to go with us. $5 a month, $60 is all it costs them. The NCBA sponsors every year the tree lighting ceremony where we light the tree up on top of the water tower. Santa Claus is there. We give out gifts to little kids and that kind of thing. And it's always a wonderful thing. That's in December. We've been doing that for years. Used to have car shows. The competition for car shows is really tough, so sometimes that didn't work and other times it did. But the big thing we put on is the second Tuesday in August, which is the Jazz Walk. And that has grown every year we've been doing it now. We're in our 6th year, and that's sponsored by NCBA, and it's just been a wonderful, wonderful thing.
What's it like? What is the Jazz Walk like?
Oh, it's a celebration. We block the streets. The city and the state allow us to block the streets up at 175th and all the way down as the curve goes down on 15th. And so people can come. So we started about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and we usually have one band that just sits up right across the street on an open sound stage. So they start playing and things start getting to going. And people start streaming in. And on the street, what happens is those people who don't have the bracelets to get into a venue like this one will just stand out and listen. And a lot of them will bring their kids, their family, and they'll just walk up and down because the kids love it. You know, it's kind of a carnival atmosphere. And it It just goes, it's crazy. I mean, this place will be packed, standing room only.
Well, what's the benefit? These guys over here are going to be seeing this video, so this is your opportunity to tell them why.
Well, beyond the obvious, which is that we put on the Jazz Walk, which benefits everybody here. If they want to stay open, that's great because they can get all the business they want. But more importantly, what they get from all of these activities we do, which includes working with Shoreline for the Days of Shoreline and all the rest of it, is we promote this area as opposed to Shoreline. We promote this area as opposed to the businesses over on Aurora as a commercial district in and of itself that everybody can benefit from. I mean, you got Shane's Shoes down here. He's been here forever. I mean, he is recognized all over Western Washington. Better than that, we're dedicated to doing one thing, which is to promote this area and make sure everybody nearby knows about this area and comes here first.
So what would additional membership do?
We'd be able to afford an expansion of Jazz Walk. We'd be able to start using more seasonal banners on these light posts that we have out here. We can't afford to do that as much as we would like. The promotion of the district as a whole by paying for paid advertisements in the local newspaper, not the Seattle Times, but the local journal, would be of immense benefit. We tried it one year, and it was really remarkable how many people came to businesses here and said, "Oh, I saw your ad, and I didn't even know about North City."